any question of spiritual advancement. That's why in modern human society, there's no question. What people they have not the faintest idea or any interest in spiritual advancement. And what they call spiritual is just another kind of cheating. There's so many cheating so-called gurus. But they become gurus by giving people a process of calm, krodh and lobh, which with a little spiritual, so-called spiritual touch to it. But actually they're simply increasing their calm, krodh and lobh. So such important information this Krishna conscious movement has to give to the whole world. First of all, our own devotees have to become convinced. If we're not reading Srila Prabhupada's books, if we're reading India Today, or if we're in the West, they read Time and Newsweek and New York Times and all this, then what happens is they start to think, well, actually the modern society has got a lot to offer. It's very good. We should follow it. Prabhupada wrote so many things, but after all, Prabhupada was a little bit out of date. He didn't really understand the Western people. So let us live in the modern world and be part of the modern world and chant Hare Krishna. That's about it. But it doesn't work. You can't be a demon and be a devotee at the same time. We have to choose. We want to be in Vishnu's party or Hiranyaksha's party. At the moment, Hiranyaksha's party is having victory over all directions, so it seems. So it's a little difficult to be part of Vishnu's party. There'll be some persecution from Hiranyaksha's party, but the devotee should act on the platform of discriminatory intelligence and understand that Hiranyaksha's party is ultimately doomed. The only proper path, the only real dharma for the jiva is to come into Vishnu's party. So it's difficult. It's easier to live in the modern world and just not talk about many of the things that Prabhupada spoke about. And just to agree with all the things in modern society. Yes, it's very good, very good. Democracy is very good. We have the choice of voting either for cow killer A or cow killer B. So this is very good. Of course, in India, the previous prime minister, who was head of the religious party, was a meat eater, and the present prime minister, who's the head of the secular party, he's a vegetarian, right? Manmohan Singh, is he? Is it? Anyone know? Don't know. I heard he's a vegetarian. Is it? Yeah. But at the same time, they're allowing all these slaughterhouses and everything. So we should see through the eye of Shastra. Devotees were asking me, who should we vote for in the American elections? Why vote? If you vote for either of them, that means you support them. Not that it makes that much difference anyway, which way our devotees vote. It's not that they're a great, huge vote bank. But it's a very unfortunate situation where you have to choose the leaders. You have to choose either this one or that one. And even in India, they may be more pious, but they're blind as to the purpose of life. We should go and tell them that, my dear sir, by the grace of God, you've got this big position. You better use it in His service. We should tell them. Of course, another way Prabhupada said is we should preach, and then there'll be so many devotees, and they can vote a devotee into power. Anyway, at the present time, we're a long way from that. But at least we should understand this. What is Krishna consciousness and what is demoniac life? Prabhupada, just this point I was making. Prabhupada very clearly states in purport in Bhagavad Gita's 16th chapter that this idea of women having full independence to do whatever they like, it's actually it's a demoniac idea. It's against Shastra. And the result is chaos in society. Of course, men also shouldn't have independent. Men are also dependent. Men also have to follow the laws of Shastra as enforced by the Kshatriyas. They're also not independent. No one is independent. The only independent is Krishna. But this idea is that people should have as much independence, lot of independence. This is based on the supposition that people are basically good, which is not true, because we're in this material. Well, it is true, but in this material world, we're here because we've basically misused our independence, and we have taken on the perverted mentality that I should enjoy. And the result is modern society. It's a disaster and getting worse by the day. So this Krishna consciousness movement is not meant to be part of modern society. Rather, it is meant to change the society, to give real knowledge of how people can live with Krishna as the goal of life. But if fulfilling our lust is the goal of life, then we can expect that generation by generation we will revert more and more to the most bestial kind of existence imaginable, or even beyond imagination. Hare Krishna.